All right, for this integral, you'll notice that we have a product of sine to the third power and cosine to the second power. So when you see an integral of this form, you should pay attention to the fact that I can break up the sine to the sine cubed as sine squared x times sine of x. And the reason why we'll do that is that the sine of x will be used in a u sub, and the sine squared can be related to the cosine squared using the Pythagorean theorem. Cosine squared x plus sine squared x is equal to 1. So I can solve for the sine squared by subtracting cosine squared from both sides, and then that'll basically be the entirety of the integral. So let's go ahead and plug it in. So we're going to have sine of x, sine squared x, cosine squared x dx. Okay, this right here, I'm going to replace with that as 1 minus cosine squared x. So I'm going to replace that there, and then I'm multiplying the cosine squared x into each of these terms. So I'm going to have cosine squared x, I'll have one of those, minus cosine squared times cosine squared is going to give me cosine to the fourth power. Okay, so I can rewrite this entire integral then as the integral. I have my sine of x still, times cosine squared x, coming from cosine squared x times 1, minus cosine to the fourth x dx. Okay. Now the nice thing is you can think about it as writing this as two separate integrals using the linearity of the integral, but they're both going to have a dx factor. So I'll go ahead and I'll just write it out. So we have sine of x times cosine squared x dx minus the integral of sine of x cosine to the fourth x dx. Okay, so now here and here, if you let u equal cosine x, okay, then your du is going to equal sine x dx. Derivative of cosine is a negative sign, so you're going to have to be careful about the signs there, but you have du is negative sine x dx. Okay, so that's going to be this part. We'll just have to throw in a negative here, and this negative will get absorbed in with the cosine of that. So this is just going to be then the integral of negative u squared du, that's coming from here, plus the integral of u to the fourth du. Okay, so now just using the power rule, add 1 and divide by it, you get minus 1/3 u cubed plus 1/5 u to the fifth plus a constant. And remembering that cosine was equal to the u term, I can replace this then in terms of its original function. So, and writing it in descending order, I have 1/5 cosine to the fifth x minus 1/3 cosine cubed x plus a constant. And so that is the resulting integral for that one. Okay, I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.